welcome back to Crazy Dave's Kitchen, where today we're making braided Italian bread. And what's different about this recipe is that we're going to start with a starter. So yesterday, or last night, I took 90 grams of all-purpose flour, 1/8 teaspoon of instant yeast, and some water, about a half cup of water. And I mixed it in here and I let it sit overnight. So it's a nice frothy, yeasty dough mixture. To that, I have 300, I'm squinting so that I can read properly. I have 326 grams of all-purpose flour in the mixer bowl. I have 1¼ teaspoon of salt. I have 2 tablespoons of dry active yeast, and I have 3/4 cup of water. This is, and the starter is all going to be for the dough. And then I also have some sesame seeds here for later when we get to the braiding process. So right now, I am just going to add in our starter to the dough. And this is just going to make it a little extra, it's not going to be like sourdough type. It's just going to make it a little extra fluffy when the dough does the first rise. So we'll just add this goopy stuff in there like so. We're going to add in our additional yeast, our additional salt, get our dough hook in motion. And add our water. And we're going to mix this until the dough pulls away from the sides of the bowl and forms a nice ball. Okay, so as we can see, the dough has pulled away from the sides of the bowl and is now ready to be transferred eventually. Literally, eventually. We're just going to form this into a ball. It's a little bit sticky, but that's okay. The gluten is forming. And we have a greased bowl. I don't know why I can't say greased bowl. We want to coat it with the oil. And we're just going to cover it with plastic wrap and let it rise for 90 minutes. Now, there's a little twist with this. While we let this rise for 90 minutes, at the 45-minute mark, we're going to take off the plastic and we're going to flip the dough and deflate it a little bit, and then let it continue to rise after that point. So pay attention to that small detail. And we'll see it in about 90 minutes. Okay, so the bread rose, and at about 45 minutes into the first rise, I flipped it over into the bowl and then let it rise for the remainder of the hour and a half. Right now, I've split the dough into 3 relatively even pieces, and then you're going to just roll these out so that they are about 18 inches long. So divide the dough into 3 pieces, roll it out till it's 18 inches long. It's a very simple process. They don't have to be, you can see I have some weak spots in the center there. And that's all right. It's not really going to matter, because what we're going to do with this is we're going to actually braid this dough. So here we have approximately 3 almost even pieces, but not really. It doesn't really matter. It's all going to come together. So we're just going to move these together. We're going to smush the end together here. And then basically we're just going to braid this. So this end piece goes over here. This end piece goes over here. This one over here, and so on and so forth down the line. until we have one nice braid. We're going to just, and then this end here, we're going to tuck this end underneath, like so. And this end here, we're going to smush that together and tuck that underneath. So here we have a nice braid. I'm going to lay this down onto this cookie sheet. Now I put a little bit of cornmeal on the bottom of this. So as this, I'm going to make sure that this is nice and kind of punched in there a little bit. Hopefully, oh, this isn't good. Now I just shot the cornmeal all over the place, which is fine. So this is all set. You can see the nice braid. It looks pretty neat. It's going to look even more neat once it rises again. So I'm just going to take a piece of plastic wrap and I'm going to spray it really well with some cooking spray. And we're going to take this plastic wrap and cover the bread with it, like so. And then I'm also going to take a kitchen towel and I'm going to lay that on top too. And that's going to keep the bread from drying out. This is going to rise again for another 90 minutes and be nice and puffy. And then I'll show you our next step after that. So I'll see you in a little while. Okay, so it's been 90 minutes. Now the big reveal. Here is our braided Italian bread. And what we're going to do now is just brush it with a mixture of 1 egg white and 1 tablespoon of water. Brushing it lightly, trying not to deflate the dough. Also preheated the oven to 425 degrees. And then we're going to bake this for 30 minutes. All right, that's pretty good. We're going to take some sesame seeds now and sprinkle them all over the top. And we're going to pop it in the oven 30 minutes, and then we'll have delicious Italian braided bread. Okay, so here we are with our bread out of the oven. It still needs to cool a little bit, but you can see it's deliciously, perfectly golden brown. Maybe could have gone maybe a little bit longer, but the crust is very crunchy, and the inside is nice and fluffy, just the way you want it. Nice and soft. You can see this. Very nice, very soft. Came out really good. Great with a pasta of your choice, or a soup, or a salad. I highly recommend making this bread. It takes a little longer with the double rise and the overnight, but it's very delicious. Definitely give it a try. Thanks again for tuning in to Crazy Dave's Kitchen, and we'll see you next time.